Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, January 31st, 2022. So this will be the last update of January, and this will have covered the week of January 25th through the 30th, I believe. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, so 24th through the 30th, my bad. Anyway, this was another extremely productive week, mostly because of exactly one night where I obtained a new record for me, 10 platinums in one night. I also earned my 22,000 trophy this week and my first PS5 platinum. So it was a very, very good week overall in terms of trophies and numbers and stuff. My ranking's even rising on PSN profiles, which is cool. So, the first platinum I obtained during that stream, where I also earned my 22,000 total trophy. This was also my first PS5 platinum, and with that, it's also currently my fastest platinum according to PSN profiles, taking a mere 2 seconds thanks to the auto pop. So, the first platinum was Destiny 2, so that's probably not a very common first PS5 platinum, nor a very common fastest platinum. So, the trophies in this game have changed a lot since the game first came out. Like, a lot of these trophies required you to do completely different things back when the game first came out, back in, I guess it was 2017. So, things have changed a lot, and they will presumably continue to change as the game itself continues to change and vault and unvault content. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there's a new update for the game, a new major expansion coming out in February that's probably going to fundamentally change some of the DLC trophies and possibly some base game trophies again. So, yeah, that's part of the reason I popped it now, was just because I wanted to get these trophies done before they end up changing them again and I have to go back to the game and do something different. So, for the Platinum Trophy, you had to reach rank 20 or level 20. I think that this one's now an automatically unlocking trophy in this game now. You have to acquire each subclass, which was easy back in the day, even though it required like sort of 3 playthroughs. But I believe the trophies actually unlock in a different way now, like maybe they unlock a lot more easily or something. I'm not entirely sure. You have to complete the Light Reforged quest, which I assume is the replacement of Shaq's Call to Arms, but this might have actually changed names since the last time I updated the trophy guide. You have to complete a total of 5 heroic public events. This trophy used to be earned for completing a flashpoint, which has not existed in over a year. So just complete 5 heroic public events and you'll get both of those trophies. Very, very easy, nothing to worry about there. You have to complete a single Nightfall Strike, which is very easy. You have to collect 15 pieces of exotic gear from the Red War series, which are easily purchased from Xur. The challenges, I think, work differently now. It used to be that you get like 3 challenges per planet per day back when the game first came out. I think it's something completely different now. It takes longer. It's not necessarily all that difficult, though. And, of course, these used to be for finishing the Leviathan raid and finishing the Leviathan raid on Prestige difficulty. Now you have to complete a Nightfall Strike on Master and on Grandmaster difficulty, which is apparently very difficult. I don't know if it's more difficult than the raid was, because I don't think the Leviathan raid was considered to be like one of the overall hardest raids in the franchise, even though I know a lot of people hated it. So I don't necessarily know how difficult it was compared to the Nightfall Strike on Grandmaster, but I've heard that the Nightfall Strike on Grandmaster is pretty challenging. And then you also have to encounter an Agent of the Nine somewhere in the system, which used to be earned by winning a Trials of the Nine match, but thankfully you don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do now is talk to Xur one time. As for the Forsaken DLC, 5,000 Triumph points is very easy. That's nothing to worry about. 10 Forsaken exotics, you can just buy them from Xur, so another simple trophy. The Triumph Seal, the big bad boy, whatever you want to call it, trophy of Destiny 2. This is a very, very time-consuming trophy. There are only a few Triumphs that actually currently work for this. It changes from year to year because of new DLCs releasing and content getting vaulted. I did it with the Wayfarer, I believe was the seal name. So the one that was sort of like a locations-based one, kind of, and required you to collect an absurd amount of stuff. I actually finished it like maybe a month before the next season came out and that seal got vaulted and no longer counted. So only certain ones actually work for this. I believe most people are saying that the Gambit one is the easiest one and the best one to go for if you're starting the game out now. The collections badge is fairly easy. I believe you could just buy all the stuff from like the Red War era, but I could be wrong on that. The Dreaming City is a story-related trophy, as is this trophy, but I believe that those are actually going to have to change because some of that content's getting vaulted with the next update, the next major update, which I pray that we don't get another DLC. I don't think we will, given that it's been several years since we got a list of DLC trophies, but you never really know. It's also, now that supposedly Bungie has been acquired by Sony, I don't know what that's going to do. I mean, obviously it means that the servers are going to stay up probably forever, which I guess is a good thing in that sense, but it also means we could get other DLC trophies, and that's not something I ever want to deal with this game again, because Destiny 1, I had fun going back and boosting, and not even really boosting, but just, playing Destiny 1 and beating everything in it. That was actually kind of fun. I actually had a good time with a lot of that. Destiny 2, not so much. Was really not a fan of this one. The Forsaken Exotic quests, you just do one of them, that's not too difficult. Win a single Gambit match, that's pretty easy. Defeat a Forsaken Nightfall boss, that's pretty easy. You just have to wait for the Nightfall to be something in the Forsaken DLC. And you have to finish the Last Wish raid, which I believe there was actually a way you could do it pretty quickly, like you could sort of skip to the final battle if you wanted. I don't really remember what I did for it. I might have used that method, or I might have done the whole thing. I just don't really remember. It's been a long time, and I guess I've kind of blocked a lot of this game out of my mind. So, the next game I did was the North American PS5 version of Santa's Workshop. I've already done the North American PS4 version. This game is terrible. Basically, you hit the X button quickly to plant trees and cut down said trees, and then you sell the wood from the trees to make toys and earn you gold, coins, whatever you want to call them. And you have to earn 16,000 coins at one time, which is not difficult. It just takes a while and a bit of X button mashing. Think a little bit like My Name is Mayo, but nowhere near as good. And you also have to fully upgrade your workshop, because you start out only being able to sell lorries. So I guess that's a British term or something, because that's like a truck of some kind. And then when you upgrade it 3 times, it will upgrade it to selling toy trains, toy horses, and then toy dump trucks. So it's going to cost a total of like 16 or 17,000 coins to fully upgrade it. So one idea is to just go ahead and get 16,000 coins and then spend them all at once, or you can spend them along the way, because I think it kind of speeds things up a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure if that's true. Either way, it's just basically 5 to 10 minutes of mashing the X button. Also, you get a trophy for selling and growing a tree, so yeah. Anyway, that's just, there's not much more to talk about with that game. It barely qualifies as a game. It's not a good thing at all. It's not high quality in any way. But it's still better than the next game, The Pig D. This is not a game at all. It's literally hold the X button and or the R1 button for 2.5 to 3 minutes, and you get your platinum trophy. Because basically holding the button makes coins fall into the piggy bank. It's just static images falling into another static image, and you just have to reach 9,500 total coins, which, like I said, takes 2 to 3 minutes. It's not a game. It's just hold a button, get free platinum. I seem to remember when Sony looked down on developers making games that were advertised as easy platinums. This game, I think, actually is advertised as an easy platinum. I believe it actually says just click in like the instructions or something, or even in the sales pitch on the PlayStation Store. And also, by the way, guys, Pig D and Santa's Workshop are not cross-buy, so you actually have to rebuy both of these games, which is even stupider. So yeah, just, hold the X button for 3 minutes, get free platinum, moving on. Legends of Italia Arcadia. This is one of the fastest and easiest platinum trophies ever made. It might actually be the fastest and easiest that isn't a, auto-popping type situation. I think it is, or it's very close to it at this point. There might be others now that can compete, but with this one, every trophy is story-related. It's a visual novel game, and every trophy is story-related, so all you have to do is complete the game. There's also no choices or anything to worry about. It's just dialogue. The thing is, you can change the settings so that you can skip through all the dialogue by just holding R1 and also speed everything up. So if you really want to get the platinum trophy as quickly as possible, you do that and you get the platinum in about 1 minute. If you really wanted to, actually read and enjoy the visual novel, you would still get the platinum trophy just by beating the game. It would just take a lot more time. I don't know exactly how long the game actually is. If you were to play it normally, probably like half an hour or something, maybe even less than that. So it still wouldn't even take that much time if you're a big visual novel fan. So yeah, that's of course one of the fastest, easiest platinum trophies. I did the North American PS4 version a while back. Probably in the early 500s, actually. Next up, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. This is another auto-popping platinum. This is a pretty famous auto-popping platinum. Auto-pop the platinum and almost all of the DLC for that matter, so it just takes a while for all the trophies to unlock when you auto-pop them, even though it'll say that it only took like a minute or whatever. So for the platinum trophy, you had to unlock all the skills, which I think required you to get to level 50 and basically 100% the game, which was 100% completing all the districts. Defeating the Taskmaster, I think, had to do with completing all of his challenges, and then it was like a secret boss fight or something. The backpacks are things I believe you can purchase. Black Cat is part of a series of side missions and stuff that'll be marked on the map, like everything else in the game, which is really nice. Also, you can get the platinum on the easiest difficulty if you want. The Demon Warehouses and Fisk hideouts and Sable outposts and prisoner camps are all marked on the map. The faction crimes, I can't remember if those are specifically marked on the map or not. Purchasing all the suits just takes some time, but it's very easy. Then the corrupted student missions, I believe, are also marked on the map. They're just something that you do along the way. The surveillance towers and the Taskmaster challenges are all marked on the map. You have to get spectacular or better on each type of challenge, as well as complete each of them once with some score. The research stations are another thing that are on the map. You have to complete all 3 story acts for those 3 trophies. Then crafting 15 upgrades is pretty much unmissable. Just, upgrade your gear over the course of the game. Then you have to defeat each of the bosses, which these are all story-related trophies. Everything through here is all going to be story-related. I believe, well, I don't know why that one's kind of out of order, though, if that is. You have to traverse across the city rooftops, which I'm pretty sure is something that's unmissable. I just don't remember exactly how to get it. You have to complete a level 1 traversal and combat benchmark, which will both come naturally. The pigeons, I believe, are marked on the map. Then you have a combat-specific trophy here. Knock together 10 pairs of enemies with trip mines. That's very easy. Complete all the side missions. I believe they're all marked on the map. It just takes some time because there's quite a few of them. Craft a single upgrade. Very easy. Everyone's going to get that. Perfect dodge 10 times. That's pretty much unmissable. 10 vehicle takedowns. I believe that's when you, hop onto a vehicle and pull someone out of the car or something. Ben Parker's grave and the Avengers Tower are just specific locations on the map you have to go to do something. Then photographing all the landmarks, I believe, is another collectible type, basically, that's on the map. Riding the subway, I believe, is what happens when you fast travel. So basically fast travel 5 times. Not everyone's going to do that often because you don't really need fast travel as much in this game, but it's still a very easy trophy. Chain together 4 unique tricks before landing. That's very easy. You just have to jump off of a really high building. Then wear 5 new spider suits. You can craft and unlock those as you play through the game. 75 stealth takedowns is basically unmissable. The backpacks are either collectibles or purchased. They're still very easy though. Greet any 10 citizens just by walking around town a little bit and talking to them. The Black Cat collectibles are part of that whole Black Cat storyline, I believe. The optional projects in the lab, that's one of the rarer trophies because a lot of people just don't feel like doing them, but if you follow a guide, they're all very easy. And then complete a base while finishing all of its objectives. That should come naturally at one of the mini bases that you clear out. This game also has a ton of DLC. The New Game Plus DLC is, well, I'd say it's probably the hardest part of the game because you do have to complete the game a second time and on Ultimate difficulty. Ultimate isn't too hard, it just adds more time and a little bit more challenge overall to the game, but if you're doing it in New Game Plus, you're not going to have too much of a problem with this. You can get through it in 10 to 12 hours, so it's not horribly time-consuming at least. Then you have the City That Never Sleeps. There are 3 storylines to this. So with this, you have to 100% complete each of the 3 DLCs, and you have to get spectacular or better on some screwball challenges. I don't remember how many of those there were, maybe 6 to 8 of them. I believe that most of these are story-related trophies, except for this one I think is a side mission of some kind. And completing all crimes in any one district. That's fairly easy, they're a little bit randomized from what I remember. For Turf Wars, I believe people said that this might be the hardest of the DLCs just because of some of the enemies. But once again, just 100% complete it. Spectacular or better in all of the new screwball challenges. And I believe that all of these trophies are story-related, these 3, but I could be wrong on that. I believe they're all story-related. The Hammerhead Fronts are a new type of side mission type thing you can do, and complete all the crimes in a district once again, so just another thing you have to do. For Silver Lining, it's once again 100% completed. Spectacular better in the new challenges. The Screwball Chase, I believe, is a side mission, whereas everything else is a story-related trophy, so this one might be the most simple of the three. And then finally, there's the new remastered trophies, so these were not in the PS4 version of the game. Now, for this, the first three trophies actually will auto-pop if you did their requirements in the PS4 version, which is really nice. So, fully upgrading all of your gadgets does take some time and some materials, but it should come naturally while you 100% the base game. Maxing out a benchmark type is very easy. You're going to most likely max out multiple of them just naturally playing through the game. Ultimate on a Taskmaster challenge, there's plenty of them that are easy enough to do this. Achieve a combo of 100. This one can be a little bit tricky if you do it the way the game intends for you to do it, but actually you can just dodge attacks repeatedly. So all you have to do is just dodge 100 times, not even attack 100 times, and you'll unlock this one, so very easy. This might be the hardest trophy in the whole game, along with the ultimate difficulty playthrough. Completing an enemy base without taking damage can be a bit tricky just because of the controls might just react a little bit too slowly. They might throw a flash grenade that barely hits you. You might just barely not dodge out of the way in time. But thankfully, there's actually a little exploit you can use for this one. What you want to do is clear a base entirely, and as soon as you've killed the last enemy and the game says, you know, base cleared on top of the screen, immediately pause and restart the checkpoint, and it'll put you at the end of the base with full health, and it should unlock the trophy for you. So yeah, that's a very helpful little extra thing that you can do to make that trophy a lot easier. Highly recommend Spider-Man Remastered overall. It's a great game. It's an easy, free auto-pop if you did it on the PS4. This game is a little bit hard to get, apparently, though, because it only comes, apparently, with the Ultimate Miles Morales Edition, which is really kind of weird. I don't really get that, why they wouldn't let you buy it separately. Then we have Energy Cycle. This is kind of an old-school, easy platinum from the PS4 era. Like, not necessarily old school, but definitely older than a lot of, like, Ratalaika and Breakthrough Arcade games and all the really easy ones of the modern day, unless this is a Ratalaika game and I'm just dumb. I don't think it is, though. I don't think this is Ratalaika. So, on the PS4 versions, you had to complete the main story, which was 28 levels, and you could follow a guide for all the puzzles. You also had to solve like a certain number of puzzles in the other couple of categories, but there was an exploit you could use where you could just mash like the R1 button or something to solve all of them immediately once you solve the first one. This time around, you don't even have to touch those other modes. You just get trophies for solving all 28 of the main levels within this game's, I guess you could call it story, campaign, whatever you want to call it. So just solve all of those 28 puzzles and you will get the Platinum Trophy. If you follow a guide, this can be done in 10 to 15 minutes without much difficulty. I highly recommend following a guide. But you know, like I've said before, at least this time around, for the stack, the trophy list is a little bit different. And I think it's actually probably an improved trophy list. So I give them credit for that, you know? I don't mind double platinuming, or now this will be, I think, the 4th time I platinum this game, when you actually changed up the trophy list for a different version. I think that's a good thing. I think that needs to be a requirement moving forward. Next up, Sakura Succubus 4. Just want to remind everyone, I did not actually pay for this game. I received a free copy of it from the developers to review on YouTube and play on YouTube, so no, I did not actually pay for this game. I did not spend $10 for this, thankfully, so I feel no shame in doing this a second time because it is a cross-buy game. So, for the Platinum Trophy, you have to complete the game and you have to make specific dialogue choices. Like with other quick, easy visual novel games, you can set the text speed to max and skip through almost everything, but you do have to make a few dialogue choices along the way. So if you follow a guide that tells you exactly which dialogue choices to make, which you have to make choices like as many as like 20 times, as long as you follow a guide for that, you can obtain this Platinum Trophy in around 3 minutes with no difficulty whatsoever. It functions better on the PS5, it runs faster on the PS5, just like any other visual novel game. Nothing much more else to say about that. It is what it is. It's a visual novel game, but at least I didn't have to buy this one. Cross the Moon. This is another visual novel game. This one took me about, I think, 4 to 5 minutes. With this one, once again, I don't actually think you need a guide for this one because I think these first 4 trophies are all story-related that will be unmissable. The remaining trophies require you to view these different journal volumes, which whenever like a seashell comes up on screen, that sort of, not conch-looking shell, but that shell in the picture, Whenever it comes up on screen, hit the circle button to count that you have discovered the journal, and then continue dialogue skipping or whatever you want to do to beat the game. So once again, set the dialogue speeds to max, the text speeds to max. Hold R1 to skip through everything, just hit circle every time you come across a journal volume, and you will unlock all of those trophies along the way. Again, this is not how visual novel games are meant to be played, but it's the best way to up your trophy numbers these days because these games always seem to function the same way. This one doesn't have any dialogue from what I remember, it's just those shells for those journals. Next up, Gaps by Palgi. This is the North American PS5 version. This is a cross-buy game once again. I think Cross the Moon was as well. So I did the North American PS4 version. This is one of the faster and easier Palgi games, which is saying something, as this one took less than half an hour. So you're going to have to solve a total of 50 puzzles, including the very last puzzle and the very first puzzle. But if you follow a guide, this is going to be very easy. In this game, basically, you're going to have a set of like 4 to 8 blank squares on top of the screen, and they're each filled in with a specific letter, and those letters are found by completing words below it, like filling in the gaps of words below it. But if you follow a guide, you really don't even need to bother with any of that. You just have to plug in the letters in the correct order on top. You have to spend at least a minute considering a move, so just wait on any screen for 1 minute. You might want to get that trophy first if you were trying to speedrun the game. You have to form any inappropriate words, so use your creative little dirty imaginations for that one. You have to solve any puzzle without making a mistake. That's going to be very easy as long as you're following a guide. You have to fill in all the gaps in a puzzle incorrectly, which is, again, pretty easy. Just fill in all X's or all Z's or something. You have to use Fix to correct a mistake and correct 8 mistakes at the same time. You're going to want to do this on the very last puzzle in the game. Just fill in all the letters incorrectly and then use Fix to correct them all at once. You have to solve a puzzle in under 60 seconds, which is unmissable if you follow a guide. Resetting a puzzle, you actually have to fill in all the letters incorrectly and then hit the clear button instead of the fix button to get this one. You have to solve a puzzle with 5, 6, 7, and 8 gaps, which is going to come naturally while solving the 50 needed puzzles, including the final one. And then you just have to fill in gaps to create all of these following words: pixel, super, right, dream, quite, style, trend, power, omens, afoot, basis, sweet, sense, vital, sure, and ideal. These are only going to be found on specific puzzles, so you are going to need to look at a list of which puzzles to go to once you've completed the first 50 in the final puzzle, just to go ahead and quickly knock out each of these words within a few seconds. So that does require a little bit of cleanup, but obviously it's nothing difficult if you're following a guide. Again, I typically like the Palgi games, so I don't mind that. I mean, they're quick, easy platinums. They're usually at least a little bit more fun to play than some of the other games out there. I don't mind, word-type puzzles. Keeps your brain a little bit sharp, even if you are following a guide for them. And our final platinum for the week was Ladders by Palgi. For this game, you have to, once again, this is another quick and easy cross-buy North American PS5 version. So once again, you have to solve the first puzzle, the last puzzle, and a total of 50 puzzles throughout the game. I can't remember how many were in this one. You have to spend at least a minute considering the next move. Once again, that's a trophy that you might want to go for first if you're trying to speed run this platinum. You have to try anything that isn't actually a word. You have to try the same invalid word twice in a row. And you have to reset any puzzle at any given time. Now, in this game, basically, you're going to be presented with a word on the top of a ladder, a word on the top of a ladder. You're going to be presented with a word on top of the ladder, on the bottom of the ladder, and some blanks in between. And you have to change one letter at a time to get the two words to match, or to change the first word to the last word. So you just have to change one letter at a time to create new words. That's why the bad word trophy is slightly more challenging, but you can easily get it on the very last puzzle of this game. Along with that, you have to complete a ladder in fewer steps than shown, which will come naturally while using a guide to finish the game. You have to complete a ladder working top to bottom, you have to complete a ladder working bottom to top, and you have to complete one where you end in the middle. So that just means that for this first one, just, solve it in the normal order, solve it in the reverse order, solve, one down from the top and then one up from the bottom and then meet them in the middle. Then you also have to change a letter at any given time to create a word, and that letter that you changed has to be each letter of the alphabet. So if, say, the word is ball and you have to change the word to Hall, then you would get the trophy for the H by changing the B to an H. Essentially, that's all the game is. You have to do this for every letter of the alphabet. Most of them are going to come naturally while solving those 50 puzzles, but a few of them are not. J, I don't believe, is going to come naturally. Q is not going to come naturally. S probably came naturally. And V is not going to come naturally. And W might, no, I think W came naturally. You also have to solve these various size ladders, which are all going to come naturally. Same with this 12 or more step one, as that's going to be your very final puzzle. So a lot of easy trophies in that game. Again, it's a Palgi game. It is what it is. They're fairly quick and easy platinums. They're more enjoyable than some of the games out there. Anyway, moving on. The final game I earned trophy progress in this week was Ghost of Tsushima. I am currently on the 3rd island, so I'm getting fairly close to the end of the main story content. But then, of course, there's all the DLC to worry about. So let's see. I already had those 2 trophies, so this, I believe, was one of my new... No, it wasn't, actually, because I have the trophy images, because I kind of forgot that those are a thing. So this is a story-related trophy. It is unmissable, that you're going to get, like, going into the beginning of Act 3. And then, let's see, what else? Did I earn any other trophies? Yeah, I've got this one currently tracking, because, surprisingly, I don't have it yet. Let's see, I finished all of Yuna's Tales. I believe I actually did do that one this past... Yeah, that was this past week. So finished all of Yuna's Tales. That's one of the set of side quests, I guess you could call them. This one, I defeated the maximum amount of enemies within a single standoff. The maximum is 5. You have to have a heavily upgraded set of the Sakai clan armor to do that. It's very easy, and it's a very efficient way to take out enemies. Otherwise, any other trophies? That might have been all I got this past week. I wonder why that one's got a hint marker. I don't know. Anything else that I earned this past week? No. It looks like that's everything else that I earned, because I had earned this one already. So, at this point, the base game is going very well. The final island, I believe, is the smallest and the shortest. But there's still quite a bit of side content left to do in the game, so I don't know when I'm going to get it done. Of course, New Game Plus. I'm probably going to stream some stuff from this at some point, because that'll be a fun, casual game to play. Maybe I'll even play on a higher difficulty for a little while. Iki Island is nothing too difficult or even overly time-consuming. I don't know how difficult this is, but I assume it's not that bad. And then me, Ghost, and a few others are going to be doing the raid together. I need to actually start working on the Legends mode and just, get some experience with it, learn how it plays, start leveling up a little bit, start working on it, essentially. So guys, with that, level 760, 22,279 total trophies, 576 platinums, 3,531 golds, 5,984 silvers, 12,188 total bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Obviously, we're going to continue working on Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe go back to COD Vanguard if I have some time. Maybe start on Battlefield 1943 if I have some time. I know that once Ghost and those other guys are done with Assassin's Creed, we're planning on starting up Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City for the PS3. So that is one of 2 more PS3 multiplayer games I plan to start, along with, of course, Battlefield 1943. Possibly I'll start Battlefield 1943. I need to know if it's still really even doable and what it's going to require if you start it up in 2022. If anyone can tell me that, I'd love to know. We know that we can boost anything that needs to be done in Resident Evil. I think there's maybe a couple of 6-player trophies, and most of it's 4-player. By the way, guys, I do want to apologize for not being online as much. I have a girlfriend now, so we spend quite a bit of time together. She's not really a big gamer. The only stuff she plays that I've been able to get her to play so far at all really has been Pokemon and Mario Party, because Mario Party is heavily luck-based, and Pokemon doesn't require a whole lot of movement. We can just think about how we battle together. And that's most of what she's really wanted to play so far, really the only thing she's been into. So hopefully I can continue to change that over the course of the future, and hopefully I can get her to enjoy a few other maybe simple games, like, It Takes Two, I know is a co-op game, or that... What's that other one? The Prison Escape one that is a co-op game? That's another one. There's a few other co-op games that might be fun. I think Overcooked would be fun if I could get her to play that, because... I need someone to play the PS5 version with whenever I eventually decide to purchase it. But yeah, currently the plans for February and, this last bit of January are Ghost of Tsushima, COD Vanguard, maybe Battlefield, and hopefully we get to Resident Evil, though that probably won't be until toward the end of the month. March would be The Division and GTA 5. I've been saying those for forever. April, Black Ops 3. May, The Division 2, and I'm probably going to do Dead Island Riptide around that point regardless, unless those guys just really want me to wait, because those multiplayer trophies can be knocked out in a weekend, no problem. And then, of course, after all of that, you got COD Classic, Shadow of the Colossus, the last few Uncharted 3 trophies, Conan Exiles, Outer Worlds, and then other various games that I have never actually started but would like to do at some point. But the list is slowly getting knocked down further and further, so someday this backlog will be cleared out. I've also been informed that when it comes to Call of Duty and Activision, that with that whole Activision being purchased by Microsoft, that we're at least going to get Call of Duty through like 2023, but after that, things are more up in the air. So get your Call of Duty games done by the end of 2023 is all I gotta say. So definitely get them knocked out sooner rather than later. I mean, I don't know if the servers would go down. I know that the PS3 servers could, but I don't see the PS4 or PS5 ones going down as quickly. So I guess Black Ops 3 definitely needs to be one of my bigger focuses, because obviously GTA 5 is not going to go offline like ever. So there's really no risk of that one ever going down. So nothing really to worry about there. Division 2. Division 2 wouldn't, because they're making a spin-off for it, but Division 1 I guess could. Resi Op, Raccoon City. I mean, I think most of that you can be doing solo anyway. I'm not sure, though. And also, I will say, why is there no folder feature on the PS5? I just find that to be kind of weird, and my OCD doesn't like it. Although I currently only have 8 games in my library right now. I have Astro's Playroom, which I still need to do because I know everyone loves it. Borderlands 3 I'll do at some point. Destiny 2 is obviously already done, but I'm keeping it there in case they decide they need to release more DLCs for it, which I'm really scared that they're going to do. Ghost of Tsushima, love the game and currently working on it. Kona, I will play that one eventually. I don't know if it auto-pops or not, but it was actually a pretty solid PS4 game, so I would actually recommend that as an indie title. Spider-Man, I actually probably don't need that on there anymore. Miles Morales, I will keep on there until I can get the PS4 version rented and uploaded. And, of course, Ratchet & Clank. Can't wait to play Ratchet & Clank. And then, of course, there are other PS5 games I would love to play in the future. I want to try out, like, Deathloop and the Overcooked on PS5, all that good stuff. So, that is going to be it for this video, guys. This is one of our longest trophy updates so far. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already. The schedule will be probably pretty similar this week. There should be a stream this week. It'll either be Friday or Saturday. You never really know moving forward, but we'll figure it out as things go. And then we've also got, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, Horizon Forbidden West, whatever you want to call it, comes out in what, like 2 or 3 weeks? That's exciting. So that's probably going to be a day one purchase for me. I've already got Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga pre-ordered with the special edition with the steel back case, and then it comes with a little Lego minifigure as well. So, yeah, those are the next couple games I plan on picking up, but those are the only games I can think of right now that I'm going to be picking up and playing. I'm not super interested in Dying Light 2 because I never really played the first one. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. That is the plans for this upcoming week. I will see you guys later this week for some more content. I will say, though, the stream this week probably won't be another Platinum Dumpster Dive. It'll probably be something else. So just keep that in mind. So, thank you guys for watching. See you later this week.